Hey, fight fans, welcome back to Carlo Prusa MMA. Today, I'm with Mr. 843 Breezy. He is the undefeated middleweight prospect. He is Mr. Brandon Holmes, getting ready, getting back to action, taking on Elias Urbina, Fury FC 107, August 17th. Mr. Holmes, how are we doing, my friend?
Well, brother, how are you?
I'm doing good, man. You know, it's kind of crazy. We were talking before the interview. Already 5-0 as a pro here, winning in dominating fashion, coming off of a huge third round TKO buzzer beating victory over Zach Borrego. You know, the fight's been a few months removed, but since looking back at it, man, what did you make of the last win?
That was a banger, bro. I enjoyed it. It was fun, man. I love anytime I can go in there and have fun. And that was a fun time. Like I said, it was a banger. The name of the game is longevity, and I'm glad to see how tough I was, but I don't want too many more fights like that. I'm trying to get in and get out, you know what I'm saying? But it was great.
You know, you have such a unique and fun style, man. You like to go in there. You like to push the pace. You're constantly looking for a finish. And I mean, you've proven it, picking up some big victories already in your pro career. How much pride do you take in that style?
I like it. I'm a very critical man, so I enjoy my style. I enjoy knowing, like, listen, if I can get in your face and do it, I'll do it. But I am trying to continue to elevate my game. I'm trying to get a little smarter, trying to get hit less and hit more. You know what I'm saying? So don't get me wrong. I love my style. It's got me this far, and it's going to get me further. But we constantly improving, you know.
You know, you do a lot of training over at Gym O up in North Carolina, a bunch of former UFC guys. Overall, how do you enjoy that gym? How does that help you with your career?
Man, shout out! I got to throw up the old man. Shout out to the tribe, Gym O. And they've just welcomed me with open arms. I kid you not, it's been very loving going up there. A lot of, I like this term, this phrase may be overused. It's a lot of dogs up there. It's a lot of killers up there, bro. And so just being able to be on the mat, to train with them, to, you know what I'm saying, take in that mindset, it just, to be in the atmosphere, it just changes the way you walk. It changes the way you think about yourself, which changes the way you train, which changes the way you perform. You know what I'm saying? So it's been great for my career thus far. And I just hope I've been pouring the same, if not more, into the guys there as well, because they've poured a lot into me.
You know, you talk about that mindset. Do you feel that fighting is more mental than it is physical?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I definitely think it is. I got some fighters that I know, some of them closer to than others, and they are great fighters, but they can't pull that trigger, and it's up here, and that's why. And so I just think, like, what's the gun if you ain't gonna shoot it? You know, so like, you got to be confident in what you're doing. You got to know when to do it. And I just think sometimes people train Monday through Friday. Congratulations. How often are you working on your mind? You know, I think it's very underutilized, unfortunately.
No, absolutely. You know, a lot of people are watching the sport in this day and age. I mean, we're at a point where there's UFC shows almost every single weekend. Now you have PFL shows. They're as big as they've ever been. You have bare knuckle. You know, you have one karate combat. Very few people understand what it's like to be a professional fighter. You know, when you're battling it out on the regional scene, you're not making millions of dollars. A lot of guys have that 9 to 5 job. You have to stay up late. You have to wake up early. It's hard to have a relationship. You don't get to see your family much. You miss birthdays, weddings, Thanksgivings, dinners, everything. Your whole life, you eat, breathe, sleep, fighting just for maybe that opportunity to fight in a bigger show. You've been doing it for a while, man. You've been very successful at it. But what's made you keep going?
I like the first thing I got to say is, I don't know, man, for as stereotypical as it may sound, that was no exaggeration about what you just said. I don't think people understand everything you just listed. People do not understand how much of it is just the truth, just the reality of the day to day, man. So what keeps me going, man? You know, I'm a man of faith, and I just think for everything I'm doing in fighting, which is cool, I'm trying to take the bigger pictures from it. It's something I tell my youngest, man, my cousins, my brothers, even the young homies that stay around me. I say, listen, whatever you do, don't just let it take from you. Boys out here, they want to, you know, be the best football player, basketball player. That's cool. But don't let that sport beat you up, and then you leave that sport and you have nothing left. You should be taking those principles. You should be taking those mindsets, those characteristics that you learn, and being able to apply anywhere in life. So, you know, I'm taking a lot from this sport and being able to develop as a man. And so it's just helping me to overall, like, be okay with going through trials, being okay with, like, and actually enjoying the process. You know what I'm saying? So for everything you just named, like the sacrifices, the hardships, the dang, how do I rest and recover when I just got off and now I got to go train and now I get this little bit of sleep? Like, for all of that, it's like, and how do I do it with joy? Knowing that every day is a new opportunity that I chose. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's go. You know, I'm not gonna complain about nothing I asked for. I'm just gonna ask the Lord to make me strong enough to bear it and multiply it. You know what I'm saying? So.
You know, when you look at the United States as a map, you can pick out your different hot pockets of mixed martial arts. Obviously, the scene's huge in California. You know, Texas has a big scene. Florida has a really big scene. You have Colorado. The Southeast is really starting to make a name for himself. I mean, you're seeing killers now from this area around these parts in the UFC. Obviously, Malcolm Wellmaker, Cody Durden, Cody Brundage. You have Brian Battle making a big name for himself. Now we're seeing NFCs, Conflict MMA, producing a lot of top talent. Obviously, you know, you're part of this crop. What is it about this area in fighting? Do you think the Southeast is finally starting to get some love it deserves from the MMA scene?
I don't know, man. The biggest thing, I used to be a big Outkast fan. Andre 3000, he said the South got something to say, and that's facts, man. You know, the Southeast, we on the rise, baby. We just, we can show you better than we can tell you. I just think, you know what I'm saying, everybody gonna get a piece of the pie, so don't forget about us. You know what I'm saying? We swing and bang it down here for sure, you know. It's called the Dirty South for a reason. We ain't scared of nothing, you know what I'm saying? We gonna come up, just give us our time. I tell my management all the time, I say, I just need the opportunity, baby. Y'all find me that, we gonna be all right. And I believe the same, like you said, for all them names, you know what I'm saying? All Malcolm needed was opportunity. He been that dog. You know what I'm saying? Saint, let's go back. Let's not forget about people before us. Like Wonder Boy, like, come on. Thank you, Wonder Boy, putting us on the map. You know what I'm saying? So, like, really showing South Carolina got something to say. Georgia got something to say. North Carolina got something to say. We here. Shouts out Tennessee. Shouts out Kentucky. All of like we here.
You know, in this day and age of mixed martial arts, it's kind of crazy when you see how the sport has evolved. You know, 20, 25 years ago, people called it human cockfighting. It wasn't legal everywhere. People thought this was like some crazy, inhumane spectacle, all this stuff. Now it's very culturally accepted. Social media has played a big role in the world of combat sports. I mean, your guys now, fights are literally made on Instagram and Twitter daily. Guys calling each other out, people talking smack, people making posts, a wider audience is watching it. For you, you're a charismatic individual. It comes very natural to you. You have a personality. How do you feel to be a professional fighter in this day and age? Do you feel like you have to use social media? Do you think that entertainment side is a must to use in some way, shape, or form?
I'll tell you what, I definitely think the entertainment side is a must because that's what we signing up for. We're signing up for the sports entertainment business. You know what I'm saying? At the very top, you're going to fight the best of the best in UFC, but that's also a top entertainment platform, so you have to be ready to do that. Now with that, the way you do that, you know, it's up to you. Me, I'm not gonna lie, my social media, it don't be bumping like that because I want y'all to be in the same body's hands. Watch the way I fight, watch these highlights that I post, and come follow me. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to do too much talking, but if we gotta talk, I can talk too. But I just rather put more into my craft and perfect that and just back that up. But you know, I'm not gonna lie, like the meeting ain't important. Like I'm not working on that side trying to figure out cool edits and what's the perfect song to drop with this. You know what I'm saying? But like, hey man, pick your craft up and people gonna watch. That's what's more entertaining than dropping the dude in 20 seconds. You know what I'm saying? Or hey, fighting to the last minute and getting your fight stopped 2 seconds before the bell. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know if you know this, Carlo, and I'll let the world know. Like I went to art school. I was a theater major. I know how to tell a story during this fight, baby. I know how to keep it. You know what I'm saying? No matter where it is, the highs and the lows, I'd rather just all go like this. But from the highs and the lows, I'm gonna keep you entertained. I'm gonna keep you on the edge of your seat. That's because it's such a thrill when you about 10 paces from another man and y'all going into combat. Like you said, the way I fight, it's exciting. So that's what I possess. That's what I bring. You know, shout out social media. It's important. Shout out the connections. It's important. But no, can you fight though? Can you keep people entertained? Can you tell a good story? You know what I'm saying? Don't make a post about how strong your right hand is. Go drop this dude with it. You know.
So you've been fighting over Fury FC, obviously a promotion that's very respected, one of the top regional promotions out there. A lot of guys went to the UFC from Fury. You know, most recently, Michael Aswell, he just went. Josh Van's doing huge things in the UFC now. Bunch of names. Overall, how do you enjoy fighting for that promotion?
Oh, man, thank you so much to Fury for the opportunity. Thank you so much to them boys. My first fight there was amazing. I mean, obviously, I was going into hostile territory, but it was just welcomed. Everything was respectful. Everything was handled the way it should. Shouts out to Zach and his team. They showed up as true professionals on weight, on time, following the schedule, following the face-offs. Fury was amazing. Fury is one of those promotions I want to say thank you because they give us fighters that platform, but they also let you know, hey, this is the standard. This is the way we conduct ourselves, and this is the way you're going to have to conduct yourself going forward. I love that.
You're getting ready August 17th, taking on Elias Urbina, you know, a dude who has fought on the big show before. He's a contestant on The Ultimate Fighter. He was on the Contender Series. Overall, what do you think of him as your next opponent?
I mean, I think it takes two to tango, and I think he's gonna bring whatever's necessary to put on that show. Like I said, I respect him. You know, he's 6'5" southpaw, so that'll be an interesting puzzle to handle. At the end of the day, he's another man just like I am. So, shouts out to him. All respect to him. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm gonna look you in your eye and I'm gonna knock you in your butt, plain and simple.
You know, this is the second opponent in a row now who's had experience on the Contender Series. For where you're at in your career, hopefully about to be 6-0. Do you feel these are the type of names? Do you need guys with experience? Do you need guys who've been to the big platforms to try to get yourself there?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's helpful. I'm personally thankful I get to go through these certain tests. I throw no shade. I'm gonna just call it like it is. You look at some other people's records and who they've been fighting and stuff. I'm like, did you even test yourself before you got here? But to each their own. They got this. So, but I'm happy with the way I'm going about it. I think it's a test that I need, and it's just like you said, it makes me fortify my physical, yes, but my mental side. You know what I'm saying? At some point, you got to tell yourself, I belong here. So I like this.
You know, what I love about this contest, both you and Elias, both of you guys really made a name for yourself of always trying to look for the finish. Go forward. There's not too much backwards, trying to get your opponent out, whether it be on the hands or with him. He's got some submissions in his repertoire as well. Do you feel this is the type of contest, safe to say this probably won't go the distance?
No, man, every fight, I'm only trying to get really 3 people involved. Any fight, I'm trying to get the ref involved to end it. I'm trying to get that doctor to step in and say, oh, he is no longer fit to fight. I'm trying to get your corner to throw it in. I don't care nothing about the judges. I don't care nothing about the fans. I want one of them 3 people involved for a good reason. So that's always my goal. Judges, go take a seat. Promote them. Make sure you got the social media team ready because they're gonna catch every bit of this fight that's going on. And ref, please be ready to end this bad boy because I'm not trying to catch a charge for no reason. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is.
Absolutely. It's kind of cool when you look at the timing of this fight. August 17th, that is going to be about 2 days, 3 days before the second week of the Dana White Contender Series. Obviously, if you win here, you'll be 6-0. We've seen 6-0, 7-0s make it to the Contender Series. But is that something either, whether or not this year, maybe the following year, is that something you have your eyes on?
I'm going to keep it real with you, bro. It's been racking my brain. I'm foaming at the mouth for it. And I just got to tell myself, bro, just take it how you've been taking it, one fight at a time, and the opportunity will come. The things that have been presented to me thus far have been beautiful, and I trust my management team to continue to advocate for me and get me to where we need to be as long as I'm doing my end. So that's what I'm going to focus on. So I can say, oh, man, I'm so close to this, so close to this. Man, you so close to the next day. Make sure you invest in every day. Make sure you pay your dues every day. And just when that time comes, yeah, we're gonna treat it like we should.
One thing I really like about you, man, is you like to stay active. You were supposed to have a fight in the end of December last year. That would have been 4 for 2024. When you're able to get fights like that and keep going, do you feel that momentum just carries with you?
Yeah. I think it's good. I do think it's good to have some sort of downtime, but I think it's good for me to really just keep that fire burning, So if I had to put it on the graph type, I like to peak, fight, and then calm down a little bit, but never let the fire go out. You know what I'm saying? I take a little rest here and there. I don't even talk about a fight for a week. And then by the second week, I'm talking to my manager, like, what we got? You know what I'm saying? Then we're ready to go again. But, yeah, I like to stay active, man. I really like to just go in and make it happen as long as I'm healthy. That's the biggest priority. If I'm not healthy, I'm not going to be no fool. You only get a certain amount of time in this game, so make the most of it,
Mixed martial arts really is a crazy thing. I think from the outside looking in, the casuals of the sport, the people who just really don't understand the sport, like, how do people like to do this? They're going in, they're fighting each other. How's this fun? How do they enjoy this? Whatever. But, Jorge Masvidal once told me mixed martial arts is the most addicting drug ever. Reason why guys just can't stop. It's, not all the times do they need the money. It's all they know. It's all they love. They get addicted to the training. They get addicted to the psychological aspect, the competition, every single realm of it. Is this something that you find as well?
Yeah, absolutely. I know it's bad because I just had a training session. I hated it. It was probably like 2 days ago. I hated that bad boy. And I was like, ooh, I can't wait to do that again. You know what I'm saying? Man, it was – some of the sessions are very grueling. And then at the end of it, I'm like, I'll be back. I'll be back tomorrow with a smile on my face, eager, thinking about it like, oh, how can I do better? Like, it's going to suck again, right? Yeah, how can I do better? You know what I'm saying? I love it. Wait, going in is like, why would I not reap the fruits of my labor? Why would I not go in and compete? You think I train every day just to train? That's not my type. Shouts out to the people that they hobbyists or they just like to stay active. No, I need to challenge myself. If it's making that walk, let's go make the walk.
You know, so many people watch the sport, and I think for the most part, most fans understand the basics of what you guys do. Obviously, you train, you get fights, try to win fights, get bigger fights, try to make the UFC, try to win belts, all that stuff. But I think very few people see the fight outside of the fight. That is that fight to not clock in at 9 o'clock in the morning, clock out at 5 p.m. That is that fight to not follow societal norms, to live a life on your terms, live your journey, create a group, a following group, promote the messages, and make the impact on the world that you want. Is this a big part of the journey for you?
Absolutely. I'm glad you said that because I was sitting thinking people don't fully understand the fight. They think it's just all going there and working out. No, man, when you really look at the gyms like I'm part of, like TNT and specifically Jim O, I will speak on both of those because I have been a witness to both of them. We're fighting to better the community. You know what I'm saying? The individuals that go in and out those doors, like we're improving the community from the children to the adults and not just like within those walls, but expanding beyond that. Putting on events, looking for active ways to just go and get involved and help the next person, you know? So it's more than just that 9 to 5 grind or just that day to day. How can I beat up the next man? It's like, how can you help the next man? You know what I'm saying? This is brotherhood and then brotherhood expanded, you know? So it's beautiful. It really is. We're more than just barbarians. We're more than just human cockfighters or whatever, man. Like we're humans, you know, we got hands and hearts. Which one you want? I won't give you the heart. You know what I'm saying? And the helping hand.
You know, for you, what's the ultimate goal?
The ultimate goal is to be the best me that I can be. That's the ultimate goal, like personal. I got to think beyond the sport because it's bigger than the next fight, and it always will be. But, you know, in the short term, I think that's going to lead me to fighting the best competition, which would be in the UFC. I want to be able to get there, take advantage of that platform, and honestly, like I said, help a lot of people with it. Help a lot of people inside and outside the cage. Martial arts has helped my life a lot, but I want to use that and help other people in whatever their martial arts may be, whether it's school, basketball, trade, whatever. Like, let me help you.
You know, what's it like being now? You're kind of feel like making that transition. You're now 5-0 guy, could be 6-0. Your teammates, the amateur fighters, people on Instagram, they're starting to see you. What's it like now when you have amateurs coming to you for advice? You may be having people message you for advice, being like, hey, I want to go on the same trajectory. I have the path that you're on. I need to go there too. I want to make it to the UFC. What's it like to be able to inspire people now?
It's cool. It's cool. I mean, it's the pressure, you know. I think words have power, so be careful what you tell people. Someone's going to take it and run with it, and you might have just given them the wrong advice, you know? So I try and talk to people in principles as opposed to details. I give them a little bit of my details, like this is how my path was, but this is the principle you should follow. Anywhere like, hey, how consistent are you? You know what I'm saying? How specific? Do you really know what you want, or is it just you know what I'm saying? So I try and talk to people in principles because I don't think you can go wrong with that. I can't go wrong with telling another man, be diligent. I can't go wrong with telling another man, hey, grow in your consistency. Oh, learn how to be tough. You know what I'm saying? So those are things I try to tell people because I think that'll carry them in whatever they want to do. Because today they'll be like, man, I want to be UFC champ. And next week they want to be a surgeon. It's cool. Just be consistent out of the way and you straight. You know, to be diligent out of the way and you good, you know? So.
You know, one thing I would love about mixed martial arts, and a lot of people don't realize this, you know, so many fighters have told me MMA provided them structure. It changed their life. They were on a bad road. It saved their life. It allowed them to be the person they are today. You hear this all the time. For you, what values, how have you grown? How have you evolved from being a martial artist?
For being a martial artist, man, I guess it's just helped me to, how do I word this? I guess personify my internal beliefs. Like, you know, it's one thing to say, oh, yeah, I'm disciplined, or I'm growing in discipline, but now I see it better. I'm not just showing up to training. I'm showing up 10 minutes early. Okay, cool. I'm not just waking up, but I'm waking up already knowing what I'm doing. So it's just like, it's a way for me to be like, okay, I want to be disciplined, or I want to grow in helping people. And so now martial arts is an avenue to do that. I go in the gym. Am I here to beat up on people or to serve? You know, so it's just a way to personify my internal changes and beliefs. You know, like I said, it comes from a faith base. So once I know, all right, this is how I'm living, martial arts is now a tool where I can go to do that, you know.
Before I let you go here, I want to run through some big UFC contests coming up and get your predictions on some really big matches. So we got a really exciting one here in a couple of weeks. This is what I call the fans fight. We got Dustin the Diamond Poirier. We got Max Holloway. Who comes out on top?
Oh man, that's it, man. You starting off with a banger. I'm gonna follow my heart. I'm gonna go with Max.
Yeah. And we got a big 185 contest, fight night main event. We got Robert the Reaper Whitaker taking out Rainier de Ritter, coming off a big win over Bo Nickel. Who wins that one?
Shouts out RDR. He did his thing, but Bobby Knuckles, baby. Yes, Bobby Knuckles.
So later in August, we got the championship belt for that division. We got Dricus Duplessis fighting Hamzat Chimaev. What's your prediction there?
Oh man. The best prediction I can give you is not going past 3 rounds. I really don't know, man. All respect to Chimaev. I think he's a bad dude, but DDP be proving people wrong every fight, man. Yeah, I'll say it. I'm confident. DDP. Yeah.
You know, obviously, just now we just mentioned some of the marquee names in the UFC. Obviously, you're a fight fan. When you're watching the fights on Saturday nights, you see these fights, you see these big contests. Does that give you motivation? Do you feed off the energy of these guys?
I just watch the fights and say soon. You know what I'm saying? I look at them, I say soon. Lord willing.
All right, Brandon, last question for you, my friend. In a perfect world, what is the outcome August 17th when you make your return to Fury FC against Elias Urbina?
Oh, man, you know what it is. I'm not trying to fight long at all. I'm trying to go in there, impose my will, dominate, and be out within second round at the latest. I'm a stat guy. You look at my stats. I'm normally getting out there in the second round. But, hey, if I can do it in the first, that's even better.
There you go. Well, hey, Brandon, man, thank you once again for catching up here. It's crazy. I think I first met you. I covered you your first pro fight against David Richardson, I believe it was. Conflict MMA. Now we're already 5-0. Could be 6-0 next month. Heck of a journey so far, my friend.
We're going to talk soon, brother. Thank you.
Absolutely. That's it for us tonight. I'm Carl Prusa. He is 843 Breezy. He is Mr. Brandon Holmes. Watch Fury FC's taking on Elias Urbina August 17th. Take care, fight fans.